Hello again, this is Michael or GallifreyanAvenger, and welcome once again to GallifreyanAvenger Reviews. And today I shall be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I saw last night, and yeah, I'll try to stay away from spoilers, but that being said, it's not as easy as it sounds, but yeah, let's just begin. So, from what the movie tells us, this film takes place roughly a couple of months after the events of the last Guardians film, where the characters we know and love are facing an evil threat. They've been hired by the Sovereigns, that's what they're called, the Sovereigns, this race of golden-skinned people who give Donald Trump a run for their money. So, the Sovereigns have hired them to take care of this tentacle monster for hentai fans. You'll get your money's worth. So they take care of them, but bloody Rocket is after taking a bunch of batteries from them, and well, they shoot them down. They shoot down the Guardians, and then they end up crash landing on a planet where they meet Ego, played by Kurt Russell, who is Peter Quill's dad. That's another element of the story. Facing your long lost father for, 34 years. He never met his father, but meeting his father for the first time. The film, in its essence, it's Star-Lord trying to reconnect with his father. It's the other Guardians more or less quipping every 5 minutes, or less than that. But the writing and the jokes are actually quite funny. Rocket, Bradley Cooper's Rocket is on fire in this movie. Yeah, I laugh so much at some of his jokes. And of course, Baby Groot. I'm sure all the girls particularly, every time Baby Groot came on doing something cute, they just went, "Aww." Particularly my best friend who went to see it with me. She could not get over Baby Groot. Most of the film is just interactions. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good film, but I do kind of prefer the first Guardians a bit more because, it sort of established these characters from the ground up. And now once we're at the sequel, how do we develop it from there? It's just multiple quips or more adventures or character studies. Because a bunch of the characters are delved more into, like Yondu, played by Michael Rooker, or the WWE wrestler Sheamus if he was painted blue. But Yondu from the original Guardians film, he was just a hot-headed southern blue guy who was the leader of these Ravagers. He's not quite as unhinged here, because his boss, played by Sylvester Stallone, which was a random cameo, exiles him. Minor spoiler alert, but yeah, Yondu has a bit of a change of heart, which was interesting to see. And he hangs around with Rocket and Baby Groot, and their dynamic together is fun to watch. And yeah, so that part of the story is going on. Meanwhile, Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax and Nebula end up on Ego's planet, and his assistant Mantis, who's another new addition to the group. Mantis is this character who is an empath, who's able to read and manipulate people's feelings. And she has a wonderful dynamic with Drax, which was funny to see their romantic moments, but Drax has no concept of subtlety, so that was funny to look at. And also we learn a little bit more about the history of Nebula and Gamora. Once again we see bald blue Karen Gillan pining about her past, which I shouldn't say pining in fairness, it's a tragic past where Thanos, the evil overlord, would torture her. That's another interesting side of the story, and it'll be interesting to see how this develops going into the Avengers Infinity War, where literally everyone is going to be there as far as what the articles have told us. And also, Star-Lord talking to Ego, Kurt Russell, about why he left him behind. Why didn't he go back after his mother died of cancer? Why did he send Yondu to pick him up? Yes, and then that causes Star-Lord to have... It makes him wonder who is the real parental figure, Yondu or Ego, which is, you know, an interesting concept. And that's more or less the story, the spoiler-free story, because this is actually really difficult. Multiple space battles, and, you know, once again, the visuals are incredible. I can just guarantee, I can see it now, the next Oscars, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, it's going to be nominated for Best Visual Effects, but it's probably going to lose out to one of the other films, probably, I don't know, God forbid, Beauty and the Beast or something. Oh yeah, because the Beast looks so realistic, and yeah, Emma Watson's cold, emotionless face definitely makes them deserve that award. But I digress. Also, the soundtrack, once again, is great. You know, keeping to the tradition of Star-Lord having his cassette player, you know, with the new cassette that his mother gave him as a present before she died. You know, the selection of music is just great. But, little nitpick, this is robbing off cinema sins, but how did the tape not wear out after, what, 20, 30 something years of overuse? Sure, I mean, when I had tape recorders and I had tapes, yeah, they didn't last for long. When I was a kid, I just did not know how to maintain them without all the tape breaking away and getting loose. That is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in a nutshell. Wonderful character dynamics, brilliant cast, and that's the brunt of the story. So yeah, this has been, what, installment number 15 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's only going to continue. What's next? Thor Ragnarok? No, not Thor Ragnarok. Spider-Man Homecoming is next, so that'll be interesting to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man. What else do I have to say? Overall, this film, it's a spectacle. It's a spectacle in essence, but as far as the narrative goes, I have to be honest, I felt it kind of dragged a bit. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, these characters have wonderful chemistry together, but it did drag for me. Because there were moments in, you know, in the midst of all this, you know, adventure and, you know, character studies and all that, I was thinking, can we wrap it up? Or, you know, are we going to keep going? We kind of know the motivations at this point. But, yeah, you know, the visuals kind of kept me there. You know, a lot of the visuals were hilarious, especially at the opening with Baby Groot dancing to Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra. It's a very decently made film, and you just know the amount of man hours that went into rendering all the special effects, rendering all of the character models, the motion capture. I mean, Groot and Rocket alone. And then the after credit scenes, which didn't have any relevance to any further films down the line of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which, I don't know, is kind of a callback to the last after credit sequence of Guardians of the Galaxy, where just Howard the Duck shows up. I don't know, kind of a rip-off, but that's just my opinion. And Stan Lee in space. So that's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Spectacular visuals, wonderful characters, story, little bit hit and miss with me. Most of us are just here to see the banter between the characters working off each other. It's a great new addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and not quite the best one I've seen. Winter Soldier is still at the very top for me, but I'm going to give Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 3.5 stars out of 5, because yeah, well, I've explained it, so there. So, thank you for watching this review. I've been Michael, or GallifreyanAvenger. I do not know when I will make my next review, just stay tuned. Probably be the next Marvel film. I'll try to be diverse. I'm working full time, so I don't really have much time to go to the cinema these days, but yeah, until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.